Folio as a publisher is known for its illustrated books. We commission some of the world's greatest illustrators. In this edition of Doctor Zhivago, we have Leonid Pasternak, who was Boris's father, a very famous artist in his day, and we've used his pictures, his sketches, his drawings and his paintings to illustrate the novel of Zhivago. When we first started talking about the project and the idea of linking Leonid's work to Doctor Zhivago, did you think that was going to be a straightforward job?
I thought so at first, and then I went away and thought about it and felt a little bit sort of daunted. I thought about the first chapter, which is the funeral of Zhivago's mother. And I thought, well, I've never seen a picture of a funeral by Leonid Pasternak, the father of Boris. And so then I went to the Bible, and the Bible is this, which is the 2-volume Catalogue raisonné. And I found this little picture here, and it's called Village Scene. And I actually got out a little magnifying glass and had a look. And it was a coffin.
It's so
and
perfect.
So that is the first illustration.
Did you know which scenes you wanted to illustrate with Leonid's work?
No, not at all. What I did was I read the whole thing and then I started looking. I must have looked at about 4,000 images to do this. I found that some of the pictures I'd chosen because there was an uncanny similarity between the picture and the description.
Could he have been describing the pictures?
I am able to suggest fairly convincingly, I think, that in some cases he is describing the picture. The major one that I found, 1905, was the very first uprising in Moscow, and this was a strike of workers who actually went past the apartment where the Pasternaks lived, and he actually leant out of his window and he did a rapid charcoal sketch. Boris describes this uprising in Zhivago, and he describes it as a charcoal sketch, and he picks out the colours on the epaulettes of the soldiers and some blood on the ground. It must have been that he was describing that sketch.
Characters as well?
Now that I'm not sure, because the main characters I used family members. I've used Boris himself for Zhivago, and I've used his 2 sisters and his mother actually for Lara. I actually brought along a little oil painting to show you. There's a whole chapter where Lara is ironing.
I do.
And there she is, but that is actually in fact a portrait of Nicholas's grandmother, Boris's mother.
Yeah.
It's a lovely little painting, I think.
Looking at the book and then finding the illustrations in amongst was an absolute thrill. I found that I was dying to just sit down and start reading through the story again, to enjoy both the text, I have to say, and the pictures.
As a reader, as you piece your way through the book, you come across a black and white sketch here, a colour portrait here, and it matches the characters, it matches the mood, it matches the atmosphere, and these flashes of extraordinary colour that Leonid has in his work really just match, for me, the tone of the book. So as one's flicking through, before one starts reading the novel, you get a feel for what the novel is, and I think it's a really superb achievement.